So this is like a quick message. You are not meant for a 9 to 5. And as chosen ones, we have a specific path and plan for ourselves. And if you don't have that path or plan or vision planned out already, or if you don't know about it, it eventually will come to you. But I want to tell you, in the workplace, we're very much targets because of our personality and because of our presence. So people will easily feel intimidated by us and easily try to pick on us and try to, really just box us in and make us feel like, we shouldn't be there or that we're different. For an example, when I first started to work there, it was cool at first, but then, like, some of the females there, would just be mouthy towards me, And back then, I was more reactive. And before I continue, I just want to say, sometimes 9 to 5s are there in our life just so we could learn, Because for me, I needed to learn how to be more communicative with the customers because I'm very low key, like introverted. I really don't like talking to people like that. But it taught me to be more outgoing and it taught me to be less reactive. Like I was more reactive back then. And yeah, so it teaches you a lesson. But, people will be after you because of who you are. They see your light, they see that you get your work done, and they will be intimidated by your presence. Your manager may be intimidated by your presence. And mine was, because they may feel like, wow, like, what if this person stays here forever? Mind you, you're not. You're going to move on to bigger and better things, But they think of it as, oh, she might take my position. Or he might take my position. He works so hard. He's so charming. He gets things, like he works so hard. He does his best. She does her best. She comes in on time. He comes in on time, So they will start to feel some type of way and start to, you know, basically single you out and make you feel like you're doing everything wrong. So for an example, I had this manager or whatever. I think he's like day shift or whatever. And I guess he liked this girl on my shift, and me and her look he had, had a little it wasn't a big confrontation, but she had a tone with me and I answered back in the same tone. Mind you, I was reactive back then and it taught me to not be reactive. So, I think like ever since then, like he was coming for me. So one time he asked me, I'm sitting down, like there's nobody there. I came early in the morning, nobody's there. Don't nobody come in till like after 11. So I'm sitting down and he asked me to do the silverware, I guess unravel new silverware, like unbox it or whatever. So I did exactly what he told me to do. I unboxed it, then I put it in the tray and I put it back there, right? Next thing I know, he's asking me to come to his office. And y'all know what he was doing? He literally wrote me up and said, oh, yeah, I asked her to do this and that, and she didn't do it. I said, you asked me to do this and that. You never told me to wash it. He wanted me to wash it as well. And that never came out of his mouth. So it's like, at that point in time, I just felt harassed. And I told him, you're not about to harass me and I'm not signing this, little suspiciously. And, it ended up getting dismissed by my GM or whatever. And, like, ever since then, they were coming after me, like, seriously. And I just want to let y'all know, like, you are a target to people in the workplace, especially if you have a good spirit and you just mind your business and you're just there to get work and get paid. People will be after you because they notice how you don't want to interact with everybody. You're not there to gain friends. You're there to work. You're there to get things done. And people will feel some type of way about it because a lot of people are people pleasers. A lot of people, like I would say, like an unhealed chosen person may be a people pleaser, but a chosen one that's done their healing work, they aren't people pleasers. They got over that phase in their life. And me at the time, I was never a people pleaser. I never cared to make friends, especially when, everybody talks about each other in the workplace. I just was never into that. I was doing my own thing, worried about myself, worried about the customers I handle, and I was trying to be, in and out. And for some reason, I was just a target. And like, I just want to let y'all know, people see things in you, especially if you're, like I said, just there to get your work done, and you're just persistent, you're consistent, you're a hard worker, you know. People will feel so intimidated by you, by your presence. They think that, maybe you could be something more in life. You probably have a vision for yourself, and people will just be so intimidated by your energy, you know. So if you're in the workplace right now and you're going through things where people are teaming up against you, imagine how strong you are by yourself. If people are teaming up against you, just imagine how strong you are. That's how you know you are worth way more than that job, and that you have some plans and vision that's going to come to you in your life. You're meant for greatness, and do not let these people get to you, because you're one of one, and people know that. People are intimidated by you. And another thing, before I leave out, you know, if you have not received your vision or plan yet, but you know that you are not meant for a 9 to 5, I just want to let you know you will receive that vision and plan, but you have to start working towards something. You have to do your due diligence on what you like, what type of person you are, what do you want out of life. You need to write all of that down. And, eventually it will come to you. Pray to God about it, ask God about it, and it will come to you. And you will escape the 9 to 5 system.